Hey, this will be a video chart on ticker symbol GRNE. We will take a look at the daily time frame. Before I get started, I would like to note to please read my disclaimer. Lots of stuff going on here from the bull perspective with the chart. Kind of hard to decide where I want to start, but I'm just going to start at one thing and then try to kind of put the domino effect into play where things just kind of start to add on top of one another. So the first thing that really caught my eye was the location of the close, keyword being close, not the high, in regard to this 50-day simple moving average. The reason that distinction is important is, yes, there's already been some breaks above this purple line here, but today was the first time in a very long time that the price is actually able to close above this level. So no longer is the 50-day simple moving average a level of resistance. It has been turned into a support. How can we be confident that it's been turned into a support? Well, the price action today was very favorable, gapped above it, and then you can see there by that lower shadow, came back down, back tested it, and then bounced back up. So while that may not seem like a lot or like it's very important, it is a significant thing just because lots of times prices will gap up above a level, but when I back test it, case in point right here, gap above, when it pulled back to back test it, could not hold, closed below. And an extremely recent example, yesterday, gap up here on the back test right there, could not hold, price closed below. Today, obviously that action was different. Gap above, back test did hold, and then came back up there. So a very nice day, and that leads us into the next point, a very nice candlestick, spinning top, doji, hammer. All these are nice when you see them during downtrends like this as they signal a potential bounce and reversal. So certainly can't complain about the type of candlestick that was formed today. Now to add on to those two things, check out this nice volume bar. If you've ever watched any of my lessons on the power of volume and how it can act as a leading indicator, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But just a quick recap, volume is one of the great leading indicators. Big volume comes in, and when you see that, that can certainly lead to and imply that there's some bigger things ready for the chart. So again, I've done multiple lessons on that are free. So if you go back and watch those entitled, the power of volume, you'll see exactly what I mean in terms of volume acting as a leading indicator. But that is the third bullish thing. The other thing that really caught my eye was, you can see here, price has been putting in lower highs, but then when it came down to this area here, it's been hovering right along this base for a very long time, this base being down at 0035. I'm not going to count the number of times, but you can see just multiple times the prices hit this level, but hit this level and never really broken below it. So this 0035 area really seems to be the bottoming out, and this has been happening since, you look back here, since mid-July, it's been hovering right around here and bouncing. Now that you factor back in the big volume that's been coming in the past couple of days, and it's looking like the evidence is mounting more and more that a nice bounce and or reversal may be in store. So you got to like that sort of stuff. Now that we've talked about those bullish attributes, let's talk about some measuring tools that we can use. And when I say measuring tools, I just mean in order to measure the strength of any sort of bounce and or reversal, what sorts of levels do we want to see the price break above? And the first one's going to be simply the high of yesterday before the profit taker stepped in, and that's at 0065. So 0065, that first initial level of support, or excuse me, resistance. And also keep in mind, as we talk about these resistances, pay attention to how far they are away from one another, as that'll really show the nice potential here for it. Don't look at the space. You might not say, well, that's not that much of space. Remember, we're talking about a sub-penny stock, so the percentages add up very quickly. The next level after 0065, not until 0075. So very nice potential there. And then the next one after that, not until way up there at 009. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, one step at a time, but after 009, then nothing until well above a penny up in this area here. So if this is indeed volume that's leading to a bigger move and some sort of bounce and reversal, then it's not going to take much before it's really could get up here and start to run. Now I know I threw quite a bit at you, but let's just do a quick recap of everything that's going on with the chart. First thing that's going on is the location relative to the 50-day. We finally got a close above it. Second thing, the formation of the candlestick, very bullish, spinning top, the type you want to see. Third, when you factor in the volume that it's got in the past 2 days, especially today, it's looking like something is warming up here, and there's going to be some continued price action, ideally. And after today, the first 2 points here to the upside. Fourthly, we showed that how it's been just basically bouncing down here around 0035 for essentially the past 3 months, and now starting to show some upwards action with the greater volume. That's going to also imply some bullishness. And then finally, with the resistance levels, not only do they provide a nice way to measure the strength of any sort of continued upwards move, but they also show just how much potential it has in terms of the percentages really adding up in your favor. So all sorts of the good things going on. Definitely get this one on your radar, and let's see how the rest of this week unfolds. If there are any other questions, please let me know. If not, thanks for listening.